What is up, my little Deinos? Vepsis, your host of the Helsinki Hydreigons, and we are back for the NCP Season 4 Week 7 battle when we go up against Grandmaster D.Rey and his team be the LA Gorilla Tactics. And we are back here after having the Christmas break. And if you haven't seen my last week's upload regards to this league, we actually made some transactions which aren't yet in effect in a sense, so my matchup is still the same regards for my end that I'm using the most that I drafted, and you can see also comparison my opponent's roster about my face cam. But starting from next week, from week 8 battle, we are gonna be having just a little bit different looking team, as I made changes before the transaction deadline would be closed, based on the schedule that I have left and based on the teams that I'm seeing heading into playoffs. And so there was one cool mod in the free agency that I thought that, you know what, I want to try it out, because I've been seeing it how good it might be in Generation 8 after short period of time it's been introduced to us. So not further ado, we're gonna be coming back here once we have been connected with my opponent for the battle, so stay tuned for that. Alright, we are connected with our Grandmaster D.Rey, and let's see what he's gonna be bringing. I have a pretty good idea what 6 he might be bringing, but he can always surprise. What I have seen, that he might not always bring the 6 that I would have thought he would have done. Alright, here we are, and we can see what he brought. So he brought Solar Soul, Thunderous Incarnate, Swampert, Aromatisse, Galarian Darmanitan, and Miltank. So I don't see Skarmory. This is a little bit surprising. So potential defogger is that Thunderous that I have seen him using in that role before as well. For the Solar and Thunderous, I have my type Null to deal with them. Darmanitan, I can deal with the Slowbro. I'm glad that I don't see Haxorus. So that makes it a little bit easier for me, hopefully getting around the Darmanitan, because I now can use both Corviknight and Slowbro to dedicate it for that. And my Azelf can do pretty much the WALLBREAKER role still just fine. Like the only thing that I got wrong from his defensive core was that he brought the Miltank instead of the Skarmory. But as of a lead, who do I like here? I kinda like just leading with my Urshifu, cause it's gonna lure in that Aromatisse. And I can pretty much nasty plot. The other option is that I lead with my type Null covering his special attackers. And just U-turn from there slowly. I think I'll go with that before the timer actually runs out. Okay, I need to go back and say that I didn't get to bring all of my mons. Need to bring all of my 6. We can keep the same leads. So that was my fuck up for my behalf. I'll still keep this in our recording just for you guys to see that it was messed up on my behalf. So he led with the Darmanitan, I will have the... I was meant to lead with my type Null, so I will type that for him. Oh, I do have all my 6, alright, never mind. So I don't have to run away from this. So, this worked out in a weird way, because I was meant to lead with my type Null, but we'll take this, I suppose. We'll take that, I suppose. Lucky and bad in that sense that I ran out of the timer. Jesus Christ, that might be Adamant Scarf. Yeah, that might be Adamant Scarf, based on that damage. Alright. So now I have to kind of settle down, because I thought I fucked this up and I was ready to kind of like do this restarting progress. But let's now just getting our head into the game in itself. So he goes into the Miltank, which I'm fine with. Because now I just go into my Urshifu and I'm gonna U-turn, because there's a good chance this might be like Chopo Berry with Play Rough. But I can go straight from there and kind of figuring out his... okay. So we go for the U-turn. Just to scout a potential Chopo Berry. And if I get the Aromatisse in versus my Azelf, I can nasty plot on it. I have enough bulk so that the defensive Aromatics with Moonblast should not be two-shotting me. And there's the Aromatics. So I can pretty much start breaking his team already at this point of time. The other option is that I go to Rotom Heat. But then I would have to go for a Toxic play. That would just lure in the... Swampert, which would get up the rocks, which I necessarily don't want to give him that opportunity, especially that the Darmanitan already got all of the damage on my Slowbro from the first few turns. So I'm gonna be going for the Nasty Plot straight up and see what his reactor will be on this. He's probably gonna just click Moonblast. And we are Modest Nature, so even if he would get the special attack drop, I should still two-shot him as long as he's defensive, which I think he will be. Alright, and he didn't get that, so I should be able to just 2-hit KO this Aromatics out of the way, and once I'm able to do that, my Urshifu frees up quite a bit with the Wicked Blows, as well as the close combats, but most of the Wicked Blows will be very free afterwards. So we are gonna be going for the Psychic. He didn't bring his Psychic Resist, neither the Skarmory or the Sarud, which was his Dark type, so we should be doing a shitload of this thing. Jesus Christ, it almost died to this. As if he's so strong, man, Jesus. And we should be living this, yep. We did get the special attack drop, but it shouldn't matter too much anymore. And I can just go for another Psychic from there. And now I've been basically able to dent his Urshifu check, which is pretty much what Aself needed to do. Obviously it was helped to deal with the other defensive core, and he can still do that, because he has the proper coverage to hit this Swampert hard enough. And after that it's really only the Miltank that I have to worry about. I feel like I can manage it. And I still gain leftovers recovery that I might be able to get myself outside of Stealth Rock's range, if those will be going up. Oh, he goes for the Protect. Well, I mean, I guess fair enough. Like, even if I went for the Nasty Plot, he probably just checks me with Choice Scarf Darmanitan. So he's just going for the sake of it, but it's better for me because he's giving me that extra turn of leftovers. So I wouldn't necessarily still agree him doing that, because it just only made a favor for me, unless he intends to save this thing. That would be the only reason why he would go for that Protect and try to actually gain something out of it. But let's see, I expect him to sack this thing, and again that's gonna just free up the Urshifu quite a bit. I just still have to worry about the Miltank having the Chopo Berry. But if this thing was his Cleric and Miltank doesn't carry the Heal Bell, which there's a good chance he will pack it on Aromatics. I have seen him in the past tending to run Aromatics as his Cleric over the Miltank. So if that's the case, I can still wear down the Miltank while it still has the Chopo Berry with Toxic, to the point that Wicked Blow will be finishing it off. So he allows me to have this Aromatics, which is really good for me, like I've been saying, for the Urshifu. And now we are just waiting and expecting basically the Darmanitan to come in to click U-turn. Unless some reason that was bandit damage. But I think based on the cogs that I've been doing, like I knew U-turn going into this matchup, but surely Darmanitan already does like 40s to physical defensive Slowbro, which is ridiculous, but that's Galarian Darmanitan 4-year and strong of a mon that is, and that's part of the reason why I also have Reflect Plus likely on the Corviknight in itself. Let's see. He goes into the Salazzo, which honestly means that it's a lot easier for me to get around this, because we have Time Mode. And we obviously don't care about Toxic or anything. I can just pretty much try attack for free at this point. But let's see. He does go for this Sludge Wave. Should be taking this just fine. Yep, that did decent amount of damage, but I'm pretty much free to go for the try attack. and damage anything. He does go for the Toxic. The worst case scenario would be that if he's taunt on this, which there's a decent chance he might be if he is familiar with me running Restox on my mons, which he has been playing me a few times, so he should be somewhat familiar with that. But what basically I can do here is that I could just get up a U-turn on this play and get up my Urshifu in, because this should be in a range of Wicked Blow. And we get to see, I guess, if he's taunt or not. Okay, see, so his Toxic Protect, maybe he doesn't have taunt. Maybe he doesn't have taunt. I'm gonna attempt to go for the rest actually, just to see if he doesn't have taunt. I'm a lot better off afterwards that. But let's see. Because that would mean that he gave up on... his Toxic Protect, we have seen Sludge Wave. Yeah, there's no way he is taunt on this, because I would think that he runs Flamethrower to still hit the Corviknight for my behalf, unless he was relying to break with it with Toxic or just Thunders alone. But this is pretty much for me a free Sleep Talk. Like, he doesn't actually... Like, he might as well swap into this with one of his defensive mons to, for example, like Swampert to get up Stealth Rocks. But like, none of his mons really Thunders. Are you running physical? Or just have knockoff on it in general? Let's see. What do we get off on this? We get a Tri Attack, so we are getting lucky with that. That at least. We got some good damage on you. And we go for the Sleep Talk again. I don't want to swap into my Rotom Heat if it's knockoff necessary, even though Type Null would like to also keep it Eviolite, but Rotom Heat's case it's nicer to keep the heavy duty boots. Because he still has two of his potential Stealth Rockers. He goes for the Thunderbolt. I don't think a straight out just a Thunderbolt from Thunders in Gun is gonna help this too much, also, like, better than Salazzle actually breaking me. And now we get up a U-turn, and now I'm pretty sure I can go into Scarf Urshifu and click Wicked Blow. And let's see if you have anything in the back to avoid a 2-hit KO, because this thing should be in a range of dying into this. And if your choice Scarf, I'll eat this Thunderbolt just fine. But I would think the Darmanitan is your Scarfer. And I don't have to worry about Prankster Thunder Wave since I'm Dark type, and that would count as a Prankster move. And therefore I can avoid being status that way. So he does swap out. That's the Swampert, if I remember his nicknames right. That is his Swampert. Let's see how much this is gonna be doing. I have literally no idea. So even if this is physically defensive at this point, like how much it's gonna be doing. Alrighty then. So that's a potential roll. I'm gonna check right now what kind of potential roll that would be in a standard Swampert, but that looked to me to be a 2-hit KO. If I ever seen one. Swampert, defensive. Okay, that's not purely defensive Swampert. So I think I'll try to go for this 2-hit KO. Because if I get this thing out of the way, that's really good for my Rotom Heat. Because then I can Volt Switch for free. And we get rid of this Swampert, just like that. It doesn't matter if Urshifu doesn't have choice padded on it. Hit is still fucking broken bad, and 2-hit KOs a defensive mod and really bulky mod like Swampert. Like, that thing is not a slouch when it comes to its bulk. So that's crazy. But good job Urshifu, we have been able to break through his core pretty much. Now it's only the Miltank left when it comes to his defense. Now we just have to deal with his offense, but I'm glad that I have my Urshifu as my Scarfer, so this guy shouldn't be as big of a problem. But now I'm curious, like, obviously it's gonna have a little bit of bulk on it after speed creeping. But I'm curious just even on a standard set. Yeah, I would need one more Rocky Helmet chip on this. Just one more. So I can put it in a wicked blow range. So Sean, I'm sorry you have to take another big hit. But we need this Rocky Helmet chip if he does go for a direct attack. Other than Isoku Grass. But I guess this is fine too, because now I just get a teleport off and I gain pretty much all that the health back that I've lost thus far already. So we just go for the teleport here. I think the Thunderous would come in. But if it does, I just go into the Urshifu and do the same thing. No, he does go into the Miltank. And on this note, I think I will do the Rotom Heat play. If I'm being honest. I want to see if he has Heal Bell on this. And if he doesn't, I can cover the Chopo Berry and pretty much then freely click Wicked Blow, and then I don't have to worry about any reducing berry shenanigans. He goes for the Stealth Rocks. I have Defog on this, so I don't mind this too much. So I can get rid of that. And now I will go for the Defog, and at the same time I would expect to see the Heal Bell if he has it. Granted, he might not go straight away for it, but I would expect him to do it. But either way, we go for the Defog and see what he does afterwards. He does have Toxic on it, and we avoid it because we are lucky and bad today. Alright. So, Toxic, Stealth Rocks, Miltank. I don't think he has... Alright, and he's also Leftovers. So knowing that... Miltank. I cannot check my Discord, so if someone DM me in a call, you would think I cannot really look into it right now. He will go for the Toxic yet again. I just could hard swap into my type null in fairness. I'll go into Corviknight. I'll get up my Reflect. Yeah, guys. Corviknight is also just there right now from remaining of the mons, helping dealing with this thing. Or it's helping dealing with the... Okay, he does go for the Rock Seed again. Which again, I don't really mind too much, because I get a Reflect and therefore it's almost like as if I would have Defog, if not better, when it comes to dealing with that Darmanitan. Obviously I have to worry about the Salazzle and the Thunderous. But I think I can deal with those two still. Rotom Heat is still at full health. So if the Thunderous Incarnate comes in, I can pretty much just go with the Rotom Heat instead and get my slow Volt Switch from there. And speaking of the Thunderous, I think I will just go use now Rotom Heat instead of for this. And keep the Type Null a little bit healthier still. And try to dedicate that thing more so for the Salazzle. So let's go to Rotom Heat. And these should be here for at least 7 more turns. Counting this turn from the 8th. So now we are basically covering our... Alright, he goes for the Nasty Plot. I don't mind this. As long as it's not like Dual Dance. But we go for the Volt Switch. He does go for the Psychic. Which I thought it definitely would carry this, because I had a Mungus on my team. But we get this low Volt Switch off, and we just go into Urshifu and claim our kill. That's all the fun you're gonna be having with this Thunderous Incarnate. Like, this is his playfield, and he's demanding the play rules over here, and he's saying that this mon needs to go. Or you're gonna be singing something else. It doesn't really matter actually either way to us. We are just killing somebody today. But I feel like it will be this Thunderous that this time around that is gonna be the victim. And there we go. We're gonna be officially revealing that we are Choice Scarf. And that should be end of the Thunderous. And now he just has the Salazzle left, he has the Darmanitan left. And he has the Miltank left. And thanks to the Reflect, I'm not necessarily even forced out by the Darmanitan as of right now. So I think his only play is to go into that Miltank. But let's see. Let's see what he does. He goes into the Darmanitan. See, like, I'm gonna just make sure. But I'm pretty sure, yeah, I still have plenty of my reflex up, so I can just stay in. And depending on his bulk, this is either a roll that I get a kill, or he's gonna leave it barely and then I finish it off afterwards. No, we just kill it anyways. Urshifu is just showing that I am the big dog over here. Galarian Darmanitan, you're just a little wimp, and you're going into that corner to cry, cause you're not gonna have any fun today and not having a single kill. Jesus Christ, Urshifu, I love this thing in Draft League format. Besides Diggersby and Curry Black, and alright, Zapdos has to be included in that list. Like, those are more so like the top dogs for me in Draft League format. Like, absolutely love using this thing. And granted, the Urshifu single strike is borderline broken. So no wonder I'll enjoy using them more when it's such a hard thing to deal with. Is this thing supposed to take a hit from me? I know you have a protect, but like, come on now. Like, there's no way you're taking this hit. There we go, we just get claim another kill with Urshifu. I was about to say, like, there's no way a damn Salazzo is gonna live this hit. After, what was it, 75 or 80% of health. So we just have the meal tank left, which is on a timer, and we know it's a leftover set. And I still have, I'm pretty sure I still even have the reflect up, so even if he has the Kashdon player off, just to make sure. Yeah, we still have reflect up. Let's just kill this as well. Let's just finish this game off. I believe, I don't think he dies into this hit unless he's not physically defensive, but it should die to the following hit, right? Yeah, he won't die to this yet. Oh, he has the some. What was I even scared about? Player off? You don't even have it, man. Like, you're just a cow, man. You're getting out of here. And we are just ending this game off right from here and pretty much put ourselves in a position that I don't think it's guaranteed yet. But I'm getting a pretty big win this week. In fact, we are getting a 6-0 out of this. So I should be having a pretty good differential when it comes to a playoff race. So I have 3 more weeks to go. And I'm glad that this went as better than I was thinking that it would be. Because I thought I would be definitely, if I would even win versus D.Rey this week, I thought I would be losing more. Because he had some demons on his roster that you saw. But good game to Grandmaster D.Rey. It was a top matchup with the team of 6 that he brought versus the Scarf Urshifu. And I think Azelf was honestly the key. Even though Urshifu got like 5 kills out of this game, I think the Azelf just early on breaking that Aromatisse to pieces with the Nasty Ball set, that was the hidden gem for us and the key for the win for this week. And with that playing itself early on that we were able to break it down, Urshifu was just able to do its thing afterwards that game. But make sure to check out for my opponent's side and the rest of his regular season. This got a little bit rough for him to try to make to the playoffs, but I'm cheering for him for his remaining of the regular season games that he can still pull it back. But stick tuned for us for week 8 when we go up against 6-foot hacks with our upgraded roster, which I'm really excited for getting to play him in Generation 8. But until then, thank you all for watching and I'm gonna be seeing you guys later.